Let's bring in Kristen Nelson. She's the Oakland County Commissioner for District 5. Kristen, thank you so much for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me again. How is everyone?
We're good. It's been a few months, I think, since we talked to you. What's the latest news coming out of the County Commission?
Sure. Vaccine distribution continues to be Oakland County's #1 priority. Presently, we're running more than 12 different vaccination clinics all across Oakland County every week. And our goal is to reach 70% of vaccination rate by the 4th of July. I am happy to say that as of April 8th, so last week, we did get some numbers in, and presently 46.9% of Oakland County residents have been vaccinated. So this is significant. With that, additionally, out of that, 73.2% of our seniors, 65 and up, have also been vaccinated. And with that, one of the things that we were really stressing and working towards is making sure that we're getting vaccines into our long care facilities. So I am really happy to say and report that 36 long care centers here in Oakland County have received both their first and second doses here in Oakland County.
So with that, Kristen, we do know that everyone, it seems, was taken for a surprise when the CDC and the FDA came out and released the information about the J&J vaccine put on a pause. And I know this really isn't your wheelhouse on the medical side, but just from a county standpoint, because the vaccine is being distributed through our county health department, what type of wrinkle does this put into the vaccination goals for the county?
That's a great question. Due to the federal pause of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, the health division is reviewing and evaluating the clinics that were administering the Johnson & Johnson, and they're determining whether or not other vaccines can be provided instead of rescheduling. So at this point, I am happy to say that we are able to replace our Pfizer vaccine with the clinics that were utilizing the Johnson & Johnson. So at this moment, there really has not been a disruption in the distribution of the vaccines here in Oakland County.
But do you anticipate there's going to be one down the road? Because we do know one thing that made the Johnson & Johnson so much more attractive rather than over Moderna and the Pfizer. It's a one shot, one and done.
Sure. That's a really difficult question to really answer. What I do know is that consecutively now over the past few months, our allotment from the state has increased significantly each week. So I am happy to say that the number of vaccines that we are requesting, we're actually getting a plethora more than what we initially requested from the state. So that's something I want to be positive as we do move forward, but you do raise a really great question. Unfortunately, right now, that is something that is unknown. But what we do know presently is that it is not disrupting our ability to distribute these vaccines here in Oakland County, being the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine.
So with someone that is an elected official and we are talking about the vaccine is going to be the key to getting us back to where we need to be, our old normal. How worried are you that this latest news about the J&J is really going to kind of keep people that were really on the edge already from getting vaccinated? Are you concerned that it's going to dial back on the efforts?
I am. I think it comes back to just increasing the awareness and education of the purpose of getting vaccines, relying on science. I know that it's been difficult, especially over the past year. There's been a lot of misinformation. There's been a lot of inaccurate information. So I think it's really important, especially as a public official, to rely and speak upon what science says. And unfortunately, it's one of those things where it just comes down to, having conversations, increasing the importance of not just, getting vaccinated, but still wearing your mask, remaining, socially distanced, washing your hands. I think that, as we look at the increase here in Michigan, To be honest, the data really isn't there to help us determine why exactly our numbers are spiking. We can make those assumptions that, with, Easter vacation, traveling, we know has increased. We know that there is a potential that people are just becoming a little bit more laxed with social distancing and wearing masks. And, quite frankly, people are just COVID fatigued. But it's really important that we still keep in the forefronts of our minds and our everyday lives that it's still important that we still do charge forward with masking up and washing our hands and getting, remaining that socially distanced.
We're speaking with Kristen Nelson. She's the Oakland County Commissioner for District 5. We know you are a Democrat as well. The change in the messaging from the governor, how does that flow down to someone in your position on the local level? Because you are the one that is really out in the neighborhoods talking to the people here locally.
So again, I think it's just still sticking with the things that we know are effective in helping decrease the spread. And that comes back to, just having conversations on taking your own responsibility and doing what you can do to keep yourself safe and others around you safe. With the mixed messaging, it does make things difficult. But one of the things that I just continuously rely on is just encouraging people to take their own responsibilities in keeping themselves and others safe.
So with that, your thoughts on there's kind of a battle between the CDC and DC. Are health officials here, even in Oakland County, and the governor, one side you have them calling for more restrictions. On the other side, you're saying we're going to vaccine our way out. Your thoughts on that? I feel like people like you are caught in the middle.
You nailed it. It's a very tricky place to be because you understand the perspectives of different officials at multiple different levels of government, including you understand residents and people and small business owners and restaurants owners. It's just a very difficult place to be because there isn't an answer that is going to fit everyone. So for me, it's just relying back on individual people taking their responsibilities. But I also am really happy to say that, very similar to the CARES Act money that we received last year, Oakland County did receive so last month, President Biden signed the American Rescue Plan Act into law. And that was the $1.9 trillion package that was intended to help combat, obviously, the COVID-19 pandemic. I bring this up because Oakland County is receiving $244 million from the American Rescue Plan Act. And this really is going to help us continue to do the efforts that we started in 2020 with helping to support the economic recovery for our small businesses and restaurants and individuals and people. And with that being said, I know just yesterday, Executive Coulter announced the creation of a task force.
It's the Economic Recovery Task Force.
I'm sorry?
The Economic Recovery Task Force.
Yes. So this one, the Economic Recovery Task Force was what we utilized last year with the CARES Act. This time, we've established the COVID-19 Recovery Task Force. And the really great thing with this is, given that we did have some extra time knowing that we were looking at as a county getting American Rescue dollars, we were able to create a task force it's made up of 31 different representatives from multiple different sectors. So you have education, you have local government, construction, labor, small businesses, and healthcare. And the good news is this task force actually will hold their first meeting on Monday, April 19th, to start taking a look at how we can leverage this money here in Oakland County. And again, very similar to the CARES Act money, this money can go towards public health and vaccines, housing stabilization, direct assistance to individuals and families, and economic recovery, obviously, for our small businesses. The one piece that is slightly different in the American Rescue Plan is that there actually is money put in place so we can invest in infrastructure, so like our sewer and our water and broadband. I think it's no surprise, one of the biggest things that, we discovered last year was that, while some communities were able to adapt to, social or the distanced options of working from home, whether it be for education or work or healthcare, others lacked the infrastructure needed to do so. So with the American Rescue Plan, I am happy to say that there is now money that we can use to help eliminate and decrease the infrastructure challenge of broadband here in the county.
We're talking with Kristen Nelson. She's the Oakland County Commissioner for District 5. Again, $245 million sounds great. But throughout the past year, we've talked to so many small businesses that have been unable to tap into this money because the need is so great. And when we announce these grants and we announce the initiatives, it sounds great from a politician and a headline, but the reality of them actually getting that money, but even if you get 20,000, 40,000, that is not enough to sustain you through these losses. So what would you say to the people within our district who are struggling and fighting to get some of this money? I'm sure you've heard the same thing, though, right? I mean, I'm not telling you anything
I am happy to say. So, last year, given the money that we did receive, the $219 million, $78 million we did get out in grants to our small businesses across Oakland County. The one thing that we learned, right? So that was the very first time that we were rolling out something on such a large scale. And to be honest with you, it takes a team of people to help other individuals and small businesses fill out that paperwork. So one of the things that we are putting in place and learned from last time is that we recognize that we need to make sure that we have more people readily available to help our small businesses and organizations and people fill out these forms because they are long. They do ask for very specific information, but I'm really confident that as we do move forward with this second year now of looking at dispersing monies out through grants, that we do have a better process that's put in place. And we do recognize that the more partnerships that we can create with outside organizations to help us get this money out is going to be essential. One of the things that we often said last year was that getting the money was often, it was a blessing, but it was also a curse because it was so difficult to get the money out. But I am happy to say that as we move now into this second year with the second round of money from the American Rescue Plan, that we learned a lot from our first time at this, and a lot of it does come down to timeline. The other thing that we do have going for us with the American Rescue Plan dollars is that we actually have 3 years to spend the money. So we have actually until the end of 2024, as opposed to during the last year with the CARES Act dollars, we literally only had about a year. There was some extensions, but I really do believe that with the increased timeline of having 3 years to spend the money, it not only allows us to take a look at the immediate need, but it also allows us to prioritize for near future needs.
Kristen Nelson with us here on the MegaCast. She's the Oakland County Commissioner for District 5. A question to you. Do you guys anticipate you're going to return to in-person meetings? Because I think I saw an article that April 1st was going to be at least the goal date.
Yes, and actually that's just as of last week, we received confirmation that with the increase in the cases of COVID here in Oakland County and across Michigan, we did end up extending the virtual meetings until May 31st. So we are evaluating it on a short-term basis, but we did decide that we were going to align with other local city, villages, and townships and extend that just to be safe and to take those precautions. I will say, though, we were prepared and ready to go back to in-person. We definitely have some different things put in place at the county We've got plexiglass barriers, in addition to some other, obviously cleaning protocols and things like that. But, we were ready to go back, but due to obviously the increase in the numbers, and also too taking a look at, just the age and makeup of some of the majority makeup of our commission, we wanted to make sure that we, are remaining safe and are being vigilant. So as it stands, we did extend meeting virtually until May 31st.
Plus, we wouldn't get to enjoy your cat Zoom bombing you.
It has become a frequent cameos lately. I'm not quite sure what is going on, but hey, it is what it is.
What's he or she's name?
This is a Leroy.
Well, let me tell you, Leroy is very cute. Just like very casual, sitting around, and I'm all for pets in the workplace.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
Exactly. Kristen Nelson with us here on the MegaCast. Anything else you want to touch on before we say goodbye? Because I feel like we never have enough time because there are so many things going on.
Sure. One of the things I do want to highlight is in Oakland County's efforts and pursuit and commitment to environmental sustainability and justice, Oakland County posted yesterday our very first environmental sustainability officer. This is going to be a person that is going to help lead here in Oakland County to create a comprehensive climate action plan. So for anybody interested in applying for the environmental sustainability officer, they can visit www.govhrjobs.com, and applications are going to be open for the environmental sustainability officer until, I want to get the right date, May 20th.
So the clock is ticking. Get your application in.
Clock is ticking.
Kristen Nelson, we always appreciate your time. Oakland County Commissioner for District 5.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone.
You too, and happy Friday to you and Leroy.
Thank you. Thank you.